Grace's hands trembled as she balanced the tray of champagne glasses, weaving through the crowded upscale restaurant where she'd worked double shifts for the past 3 years. The weight of the tray was nothing compared to the exhaustion in her bones. Every single dollar she earned went directly to her son's medical bills. She had exactly 45 minutes until her blind date was due to arrive at table 12. A date her best friend had insisted on, despite Grace's protests that she had no time for romance, not when a life was on the line. The heavy oak doors of the restaurant swung open. The sudden silence was absolute. The entire room seeming to freeze, all eyes turning towards the entrance. Grace looked up and felt her breath catch, her world tilting on its axis. Marco Vitelli. Everyone in New York knew that name, a name whispered in fear and respect, signifying absolute, brutal power. He moved through the restaurant with 5 silent men trailing behind him, his tailored black suit fitting him like a weapon. His presence didn't just take the air from the room, it suffocated it. Their eyes met for a fraction of a second. Something raw and electric passed between them, a dangerous recognition. Then, Marco's gaze moved on, dismissive. Of course, she was just the waitress, a background player, invisible. But Grace's stomach dropped into a knot of dread when she saw where the hostess was leading him. Table 12. Her table, the blind date table. No, it couldn't be. The most powerful and dangerous man in the New York could not possibly be her blind date. 3 hours earlier, Marco Vitelli had been ready to murder his cousin, Luca. "It's one date, Marco. One date." Luca leaned back in the leather chair of Marco's private office, grinning like a predator. "You're so buried in business, you've forgotten what it's like to just live. When's the last time you went on an actual date?" "I don't have time for this," Marco growled, signing another contract without looking up. $10,000 says you can't do it." Luca pulled out his phone. "My friend set it up. Normal girl, normal date. You act like a normal guy. Just Marco." The other men in the room started laughing. That was what tightened Marco's jaw. $20,000, Marco said coldly, "and I pick the restaurant." He walked into Celestia at 7:55, his trained eyes scanning for threats. What he noticed instead was her. She moved like water, graceful despite the heavy tray. He saw intelligence, weariness, and a fierce dignity. The hostess led him to table 12. At 8:05, he saw her again. She stopped 3 feet away, her face pale, her eyes wide with horror. "Mr. Vitelli," she said quietly. He noticed she pronounced his name correctly, the Italian rolling off her tongue naturally. I think there's been a mistake." "What kind of mistake?" She bit her lip. "I'm supposed to meet someone here. Table 12. A blind date at 8 o'clock. Understanding hit him. Marco started laughing, a real, rich laugh. "Apparently we've both been set up." The question is, what do we do about it? I need to get back to work. I can't just... Marco placed 5 crisp $100 bills on the table. This covers your lost wages. Sit, have dinner with me. If you hate it, you can leave after appetizers, but we're both here. Grace looked at the money, then at him. 1 hour, she said finally, sitting down slowly. Then I need to leave. Deal. Marco raised his glass. To blind dates and terrible friends. 2 terrible friends, she countered, almost smiling. They clinked glasses, and Marco tasted victory. So, what do you do? Grace asked. Import and export, he said smoothly. Family business. I'm a waitress, as you can see. By day, I clean offices downtown. At night, I'm here. It's necessary, she finished, her chin lifted. I have responsibilities. Tell me something. You pronounced my name correctly.
My grandmother was from Napoli. She raised me. Parli Italiano? Marco asked, switching languages. Si, Grace responded, her Italian flawless. Mia nonna insisted. She said, knowing where you come from matters, even when life tries to make you forget. Bello. It's beautiful. Honestly, my world is my son's school plays, stretching ground beef into 3 meals. It's not wine that costs $500 a bottle. The word son hit Marco like a punch. How old? He's 5. His name is Liam. He's everything. No father in the picture? He left when I was 7 months pregnant. His loss. Liam is the best thing that ever happened to me. Marco felt a surge of fury. He's an idiot, Marco said flatly. Grace laughed. Then her phone buzzed. Grace saw the screen and her face went white. I have to go, she said abruptly. My sitter, Liam, spiked a fever. I'll take you. Marco was already standing. No, you don't have to. Grace. He caught her eyes, letting her see his sincerity. Let me take you home, please. She weighed trust against desperation. Desperation won. Okay, thank you. Marco led her to the black SUV. Grace saw the luxury, the instant service, and the pieces started to click into place. I live in Queens. It's far. I don't care if you live in Alaska. Get in. He waited 20 minutes outside her modest building until she reappeared relieved. Marco shrugged off his jacket and draped it around her shoulders. Protective, automatic. Can I see you again? Why would you want that? Because tonight was the first real conversation I've had in months. Because I can't stop thinking about you. Marco, she whispered, I looked you up while I was upstairs. I know what you are.
My son needs surgery, Grace said quietly. His heart. I need $90,000 more. That's why I work 2 jobs. Don't make me hope for something that can't exist between us. What are you doing? Grace asked. Fixing this. Marco called his accountant. Vincent, I need you to wire $90,000 to... No, Grace said firmly. I'm not your charity case. I won't put Liam in danger. It would make him alive, Marco said bluntly. He stepped closer, cupping her face gently.
Pride is a luxury you can't afford right now. He saw her shoulders sag. I can't owe you. I'm not asking for anything. Just let me do this, please. Why? Because I want to. Because Liam deserves to live. Because you deserve to stop drowning. Because I knew you were going to change my life. One condition, Grace finally said. I pay you back every cent. It might take me years, but I'll do it. Deal. $1 a week until you get tired of writing checks. Marco smiled. Within minutes, the $90,000 was transferred. Have dinner with me tomorrow, Marco said. Let me be part of your life. You're dangerous, Grace whispered. I should say no, but you won't. Marco smiled slowly. Because you feel it too. This thing between us. 3 weeks later, Marco was in his office when Grace called, her voice trembling. Liam's school. Someone tried to take him. They said to tell you, the Rossy family sends their regards. Ice flooded Marco's veins. His oldest rivals. You're coming with me, both of you, somewhere safe. Marco made 3 calls as he ran to his car. He called Vincent Rossy himself. Touch them again, and I'll burn your entire family to ash, Marco said, his voice deadly calm. In the next 72 hours, Marco systematically dismantled every Rossy operation. He wasn't sending a polite message. He was declaring extinction. The message was clear. What is his is untouchable. 3 days later, Marco found Grace and Liam in the kitchen of his safe house, making cookies. The sight of it, domestic, perfect, hit him like a bullet. Marco! Liam shouted happily. We're making cookies! Later, Marco found Grace on the balcony.
I know I'm putting you in danger, Marco said quietly. I know, Marco, Grace repeated. But, Marco, I've been in danger my whole life. At least with you, I'm not facing it alone. Marco pulled her close. I love you, he whispered. I know it's fast, but I love you, Grace. Stay. Choose me. Choose us. I'm falling in love with you too, Grace whispered. And that terrifies me. Good? Be terrified, but don't run. I choose us, she said, smiling. But, Marco, if you ever break Liam's heart, I will find a way to destroy you. Marco laughed, pure joy flooding through him. Deal. 2 years later, Grace stood in the kitchen of their brownstone. Liam was healthy, vibrant, and called Marco Dad now. Best bet I ever made, Marco murmured, wrapping his arms around her. I won, by the way, though I'd say I won a lot more than money. And I'm asking you, Grace Miller, to make this permanent. Marry me. Through tears, Grace whispered, yes. She had taken the risk. She had said yes to dinner with a dangerous man, and he had proven that sometimes the most dangerous thing you can do is let yourself hope.